Right now, you're not trying to get rich. You're trying to stop making the mistake that keeps you at this level. This is the story of every level between no down payment and multiple properties, where each door opens only after your thinking catches up. You have almost nothing liquid. Your credit may be bruised, your savings thin, and every listing feels like it belongs to someone else. This is level 1. Most people get trapped waiting for perfect conditions. The ones who move learn to see terms before price. At this level, you scroll for deals and secretly hope a miracle seller appears. That hope is the trap. Desperation makes you sloppy. You start believing every low payment promise. The bridge is calmer than people think. You become believable before you become funded. You stop asking banks for permission and start listening for pain. A landlord is tired. An inherited house is empty. A small multifamily has bad management. This is where subject to, lease options, and seller carry begin to matter. You are buying problems cleanly, not houses emotionally. Most people fail here because they focus on the trick. They memorize jargon and think creative financing means magic. Sellers feel that immediately. The bridge upward is simple to describe and hard to fake. You solve a specific burden, and your paperwork matches your words. Now you have one door cracked open. Maybe you control a house without a down payment. Or you lease option a property with a long runway. This is level 2. Relief hits first, then fear arrives. You realize control without reserves can still break you. The trap here is confusing acquisition with ownership. You got in creatively, so you start believing the hard part is over. It isn't. Repairs, vacancies, late rent, taxes, insurance, all of it still shows up. The bridge is learning to operate one property like a business, not a rescue mission. You feel every small expense like an insult. A water heater fails. A tenant calls on a Sunday. Your payment date stares at you from the calendar. This level teaches discipline fast. The ones who survive stop trying to look like investors and start acting like reliable operators. What gets you to level 3 is not another clever structure. It is proof. Clean rent collection, basic reserves, a landlord file that makes you look boring in the best way. Once one deal runs well, private money starts hearing a steadier version of your voice. Level 3 is your first repeatable engine. You still do not have deep capital, but now you have evidence. Maybe you house hack a duplex, refinance a value add, or bring in a small private lender. You are no longer selling possibility. You are showing receipts. The trap at this stage is greed, disguised as momentum. One working deal makes you feel invincible. Then you stack weak acquisitions too fast, thin out cash, and call it scaling. Most people stall because their second and third deals are built on confidence instead of underwriting. You start to understand forced appreciation. Paint, systems, rents, leases, cleaner management. A property can become more valuable because you make it work better. This changes your whole posture. You stop chasing bargains like lottery tickets. You start seeing margin hidden inside neglected buildings. The bridge to the next level is trust from people who already have money. Private lenders, local partners, hard money sources. They do not need your excitement. They need your numbers, your timeline, and your ability to answer hard questions without flinching. Calm becomes an asset. Level 4 is where leverage becomes organized. You may control several doors now. A fourplex, a small mixed-use building, a burr cycle that actually returns some capital. The pressure feels different here. You are still climbing, but one bad refinance or vacancy cluster can drag everything sideways. The trap is lifestyle drift. Your net worth rises on paper, so you start spending like the machine is permanent. Better car, nicer apartment, lose payroll. This level punishes vanity fast. The bridge is remembering that equity trapped in buildings does not pay today's mistakes. You also learn that cheap debt and good debt are separate things. A clever note with a balloon can look brilliant on acquisition day and brutal 18 months later. Most people get hurt here by ignoring time. The bridge upward is matching your financing term to operational reality. At this point, your day fills with management issues, lender calls, contractor delays, and spreadsheets that finally matter. You are not hunting one property anymore. You are protecting a small ecosystem. The next level begins when you stop being the center of every decision. Level 5 is system ownership. Multiple properties now behave like a portfolio instead of a pile. You have vendors who answer, managers who report, and reserves that let you sleep. This is where creative financing becomes more strategic. You use it to shape returns, preserve liquidity, and buy time. The trap here is old identity. You still think like the person who had to force every opportunity open personally. So you hold too much, touch too much, and delay delegation. The people who keep compounding accept that control can be structured without being personal. You begin combining tools. Seller seconds behind institutional debt, partnerships with defined splits, portfolio loans cross-collateralized carefully, master leases on properties where ownership can come later. None of this feels flashy in real life. It feels quiet, negotiated, and documented with unusual care. The bridge to level 6 is selectivity. Early on,
You needed any workable deal. Now you need the right deal for the machine you built. Bad assets consume attention. Good ones release it. Wealth starts to feel less like accumulation and more like protecting clean capacity. Level 6 is portfolio command. You own or control multiple properties across strategies, and money comes from several places. Rent, refinance spreads, partnerships, maybe a note position. Your question changes. You are no longer asking,
can I get this deal done? You ask, should this deal enter my system? The trap at this height is complexity for ego. Bigger deals, layered entities, dramatic structures. People start performing sophistication. Then they lose track of risk. The ones who stay wealthy keep their documents clean, their reserves boring, and their debt understandable, even on a bad night. The early levels look different. No down payment was never the superpower. Clarity was. Then credibility, then operations, then selective leverage. Creative financing only works long-term when you can carry the weight that comes with control. That is what most people discover too late. You think multiple properties will feel loud. Usually, it feels quiet. The buildings stand there, the notes get paid, and your time stops leaking through panic. This whole climb was really about becoming someone lenders, sellers, and partners can trust. What level are you on right now? Drop the number.